Hi friends, welcome back. In part 1 of the topic, we have already covered basic information on the personal interview, common myths which candidates have developed over the years and which are often supported by coaching academies, dress code, your demeanor during the interview, the details about the personal information questionnaire, the main focus areas of the interviewer and what all he is assessing, and lastly, the methodology followed for the interview. In part 2, which is going to be done today, we are going to touch the most important part of the interview, which is the setting in process, the questions asked under the three main heads, the rapid fire questions, some follow-on questions with examples, and how you should prepare for the interview. Coming to the first thing, that is the setting in. Setting in process is actually the settling down process. You have been waiting for the interview alone in the waiting room and generally swamped with the thoughts of upcoming interview. The candidate is too preoccupied with the previous thoughts to start giving any genuine response. The interviewer therefore gets him out of his mood by asking him some simple questions. Sometimes he might offer you some coffee or water and establishes a rapport with the candidate which makes him to reveal himself freely. Some questions which he can ask you here is, tell me something about yourself, or how has been your stay here? Or he might ask something about the surroundings or the surrounding environment at that place. Once you start talking, he'll start asking you the questions proper. The first part of the questions pertains to your personal life, your early education, your marks, your previous jobs, etc. Here, he may ask you questions about your early life, your education from 8th or 10th onwards, the schools and colleges you studied in, the options of career that you had, your teachers, your friends, the association with teachers and friends, the percentage score at various levels, the extracurricular activities including games and sports, and something about your achievements in other areas. A few tricky questions can be asked here, like why did you leave your previous job? Here, he wants to analyze your capability to comprehend the situation and see what type of personality you have. A simple answer here could be like, sir, the previous job did not provide me enough avenues to express myself. I like games and sports, and therefore I decided to look for a job where I can also pursue my passion of games and sports. So this way you have linked your leaving the job with the pursuing of your passion, and which is perfectly acceptable in the SSB interview. Another tricky question which is normally asked is, why do you want to join Army, Navy or Air Force? And the normal responses which I have seen from the candidates are, sir, I want to serve the nation. That's why I want to join Army. Or sir, this is a great job where I get good salary. Or sir, I want to die for the country. Or sir, I want to kill the enemy. These are Bollywood type responses not accepted in the SSB and show a deficiency in your personality. Let's understand it further. Gentlemen, we do any job for basically three things. One is money, second is self-respect, and third is self-satisfaction. So you need to link your job or profession to one of these things, but in SSB, you need to maintain a balance amongst these three things. Also, you can link up this job with your hobbies or your interests and also one of the linked motivation, like a motivation of your father or your mother. So, a probable response could be that, sir, I was always motivated by my father who was a soldier in the army and I wanted to make him proud by becoming an officer. Also, I always like sports and games and army is one place where I can pursue my this hobby. And thirdly, the pay and allowances and the respect which you get in the army is unparalleled in the country today. So therefore, this is the reason of my joining army. The second group of questions deals with your parents, your siblings and your relationship with them. It's very important to have good relationship with your parents and your siblings. The questions asked under these heads could be on your parents, your brother, sister, their education, occupation, income, how do you relate to them, whom are you closest to and why, and also about your pocket money or the income if you have a job and how do you spend that money. The third group of questions is basically about your general awareness. It's regarding your environment to include knowledge of your surroundings, neighborhood, town, country, and even the world around you. He may ask you about the surroundings in which you live or you have already lived, like the place, the district, the collector, the nearby towns, what are the famous places in that place. Also, something about current national debates, culture, environment, defense, cinema, books, and what all is happening around the world. You don't need to remember the figures or actually know the depth of those events, but yes, you should be generally aware of what's happening around you. One of the questions is likely to be like, tell me about how you spend your leisure hours, holidays, what are your hobbies, what do you read, what do you watch on TV, and how do you use the internet. Now coming to one important aspect which candidates often ask me is about rapid fire questions. Gentlemen, you need to understand why these questions are asked from you. The objective of the interviewer to ask these questions to you is firstly to test your comprehension, to start making you to speak, and also check your wits and your ability to handle multiple situations at one given time. How you should handle rapid fire questions. First of all, stay calm, understand the questions and the sequence. Try to reply the questions in the same sequence in which they were asked. Gentlemen, these are very simple questions related to your personal life and the events around you. Hence, you don't need to remember anything and get stuck up. If you listen to him properly, you will be able to maintain a flow and answer properly. However, if you miss some part, you can always request him to repeat the same. Let me give you an example. Tell me about your early life, your education from 8th, the schools and colleges you studied in, the options of careers that you had, your teachers, your friends, the association with teachers and friends, and the percentage score at various levels, and also tell me something about your extracurricular activities. So here he asked you 5 or 6 things together. He may not ask all these things, but for practice, make sure that you practice with 6 or 7 questions in one go. Another thing which I often hear is that, sir, the questions is not a problem. Where the main problem comes is about the follow-on questions. When he starts proving you and starts asking you more questions than what you have answered. So tell us, sir, how to go about it. Need to understand why he's asking you those follow-up questions. His aim is to firstly delve deep into your personality to see what type of person you are. Bring out unprepared responses from you, and by these responses, he comes to know your abilities under stress and also counter check your prepared responses with the unprepared responses by which your subconscious is revealed and your true personality can be judged. Let me show you some examples. Here, the first question can be that I have seen your personal information questionnaire that you scored 90% in your 12th class. However, your percentage dropped to 75% in the first year. Tell me why. The second question could be, do you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? He might ask, do you watch porn? And one interesting question which one candidate sent me was, he was asked, who's more honest, you or your father? In such questions, he checks your capacity to understand the essentials of a problem, analyze that problem, come to a conclusion, and take action to overcome that problem. If your answer covers all these sequences, you can be rest assured that you have done well in those questions. Let's see how. In the first question, your capacity to understand the problem is to acknowledge that yes, sir, my percentage did drop in the first year. The analysis of that problem can be that it happened due to participation in either national debate, sports, maybe due to love or some bad habits. You should know why this thing happened. And thereafter, you need to come to some conclusion that yes, I have realized that I have lost some marks due to this. And thereafter, what action did you take to overcome that problem? You might be taking some extra coaching classes or you trying to maintain a balance between the work and the extracurricular activities. So this is the way you should answer the question. You can reply that, sir, yes, I do acknowledge that my percentage dropped from 90 to 75% in first year, and this happened because I started taking part in the national debate and also participated in school cricket competition. However, I soon realized that it cannot happen and my studies are also my priority. Therefore, I started taking extra coaching, made a program, and now you'll see, sir, the marks in my second year are much better and I'm likely to reach 90% level by the end of my third year. Let's take the second question of a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Here, he's checking your social adaptability, family values, respect for gender, and your subsequent behavior when you interact with lady officers in the service. Here, you need to take a conclusion that, sir, I have a girlfriend or not. And thereafter, you can possibly reply in a very normal manner. If you say, I do not have a girlfriend, your reply could be like, I have many friends whom I respect and interact with, and I don't feel the need for any special relationship with anyone at this stage. Or if you have a girlfriend, you can say that I have a special relationship with this girl who compliments me in my thinking and my studies, and we do spend a lot of time together. I don't know whether one can call her as a girlfriend or a special friend, but yes, we have a special complementary relationship. Coming to the tricky question of watching porn. Here he's checking your sincerity, truthfulness, need for porn watching and how you take that activity. Here you can say whether you watch it or you don't. If you say I do not watch it, that means you're lying. Therefore, your possible answer could be that, sir, in today's world of smartphones and internet, the porn is easily accessible. Also, one doesn't talk about it with parents, so the only source of adult education is internet porn. I did watch it out of curiosity initially and found stimulating. Now, I do watch sometimes, but not as an addiction, but just to take a break or refresh my mind. About the question of honesty, whether you are more honest or your father, this is a tricky question to put you in such a situation and see your reaction, whether you can come out of it or not. Here your answer could be that whether your father is honest or you are more honest to them. The answer can be that, sir, the concept of honesty I have is from my father. He has built these values over a period of time and I am still learning. I am sure if a situation comes in which the honesty of mine or my father is tested, he will come out on top any day better than me because of his experience. So friends, these are some of the ways of handling such type of awkward questions. But make sure you should have your own responses and never follow what other person is telling you. Now coming to your preparation for the interview which you should make before you go for the interview is, you should look at your dress and your physical appearance. Your dress should be as per the occasion and you should have had an haircut. Analyze your true personality. Do not try to fake. Make sure whatever you have done with the psychologist and the GTO, do the same things here also. Enhance your general awareness, not the GK, and make sure you know what's happening around the world. And also, if you improve your public speaking before you go for the SSB interview, it will help you a lot. And finally, the last mantra is be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. Friends, if you like this video, please share it to the maximum people and also follow my channel Rahagir India for more updates and more videos. Thanks for watching. Thank you.